Hello there, my name is Ryan Steele and I'll be talking to you about plyometrics. Plyometric exercise is used in sport-specific training to enhance power and performance. Plyometrics is defined as activities that enable a muscle to reach maximal force in the shortest amount of time. Essentially, plyometric exercise enhances the series elastic component and the stretch reflex by using movements similar to those used in the athlete sport. Plyometrics involves power jumping, repetitive bounding and quick force production. When your muscles eccentrically contract or shorten, then immediately stretch and lengthen, they produce maximal power ideal for athletic situations. It is a fast movement that happens over a short period. Plyometrics are ideal for athletes or people looking to improve muscular power, speed and strength. For decades, strength coaches have been using plyometrics to increase jump height and power in their athletes. Def jumps, which is an athlete jumps off a box, lands, then immediately jumps vertically, horizontally, or onto another box, are one of the best tools for the job. Yuri Verkhoshansky developed the shock method, in which the athlete drops down from a height and experiences a shock upon landing. This brings about a forced lengthening of the muscle, which is then immediately switched to a shortening of the muscle as the athlete jumps up. This slightly increases the load through gravity to produce the shock. As the athlete lands, in order to perform the jump, he or she must generate more force and at a faster rate. This is what leads to the increase in vertical jump height. Moving on to rest ratios. The effectiveness of a plyometric training session depends on maximal effort and a high speed of movement for each repetition. Rest intervals between repetitions and sets should be long enough to allow almost complete recovery. As much as 5 to 10 seconds may be required between depth jumps, and a work to rest ratio of 1 to 10 is recommended. For example, if a set of bounds takes 30 seconds to complete, the rest interval between sets would be 300 seconds or 5 minutes. Moving on to the frequency. Typically, 2 to 3 sessions of plyometrics can be completed in a week. Alternatively, recovery time between sessions can be used to prescribe frequency, and it is usually recommended between 48 and 72 hours. The intensity of plyometric exercise varies greatly. Skipping exercises are classed as low intensity, while reactive drop jumps from around 80 centimeters and above are classed as high intensity of the plyometric exercises. Plyometric training should progress gradually from lower intensity to higher intensity drills, especially for individuals who lack a significant strength training background. Plyometric volume relates to the number of repetitions per session. For lower body exercises, a repetition is a good ground contract. So this is going to be the first plyometric exercise. Chris is going to be performing a depth jump. There'll be 3 sets and 8 repetitions with a work to rest ratio of 1 to 10. Firstly, Chris is going to stand on the platform. He's going to lead off 1 foot, straight into a counter movement jump, straight up. That'll be the first stage. So, Chris, if you'd like to try that again. So he starts from a leading foot, drops, straight into a counter movement jump, straight up. Try and reduce the time spent on the floor and getting more energy to propel himself up. Moving on to the first progression, it'll be using the same reps and sets, and work to rest ratio is the same. Today, Chris will be going onto the platform. Like stand on the platform. He's going to go off his leading foot, straight into a counter movement jump, straight onto a box jump. So it's the depth jump, counter movement, straight onto the box jump. Trying to reduce the time spent on the floor again. So if you'd like to go for it again, Chris. Well done. Reducing that time on the floor, propelling himself so he can get onto the second stage. Moving on to the second progression, Chris is going to be performing a depth jump, holding 2-3 kilo dumbbells. Once he's touched the floor, he's going to be releasing the dumbbells, going into the counter movement jump onto the platform. So it's going to be straight off the depth jump, dropping the weight, straight into the counter movement jump, and straight onto the platform. If you'd like to try that again, Chris. This is going to be using the same reps and sets, and also the same work to rest ratio as the 2 previous. So he's going to go perform the depth jump, drop the weights, straight into the counter movement jump, onto the box jump. Thank you for watching the plyometrics video. I hope you all learned something. Thank you to Chris, our athlete, and hopefully see you again.